Hello everyone! In this video I want to show you 5 things you definitely should consider if you want to stay motivated when it comes to your training regime. This video is especially for you out there, for people who maybe think that they can't achieve their goals, or people who lost maybe also a little bit confidence in their abilities. I don't know, but maybe you know this feeling. You walk towards the table and you have no idea what you want to practice today. Maybe you feel a little bit bored, maybe a little bit lost also in terms of what to do, and maybe this video gives you some help on how to structure and how to achieve your goals. Or maybe you are someone who lost motivation because you tried several things, you're on the table and it doesn't work out, you're not improving, you don't know what to do. And if you watch the video until the end, everything will come together and everything will make sense. So without further ado, let's dive into it. You have to set yourself goals. Maybe your goal is to beat an opponent you always wanted to beat. Or even a bigger goal that you really want to achieve a title on national level. Or even bigger on international level, or even become world champion. The only thing you really have to consider, just saying I want to become world champion or champion on a state or national level, that's definitely not enough. You need to structure your goals. Because it won't help you at all if you just say I want to become a champion or anything like that, and you have no idea what this means to you and how to achieve it. Just dreaming of something won't make you a champion. So first of all, set your goal. Let's say I want to become champion on state level. And then you should definitely break it down in smaller steps. So where do I start? What's my intermediate goal? And where do I want to end up finally? And there's this very easy rule, you may have heard of it very often, the SMART rule. And that's one possibility to structure your goals. They should be specific, they should be measurable, they should be attainable, they should be relevant, and they should be time-bound. Which only means that this goal needs to be specific. It means it has to be something you can relate to, or even others can relate to. Something which is really clear, very obvious, and very specific, of course. The next point is very important. The M in SMART stands for measurable. This is something we definitely forget, or many people forget most of the times. So, for example, becoming champion on state level, that's a measurable goal. But also the steps in between, they should be measurable. Meaning, if you want to run out, let's say 4, 5, 6 recs, that's a measurable goal. If you achieve this, or if you are braking and you always want to have the cue ball in a certain position and the one dropping always in the middle pocket, for example, and you can make 7 out of 10, that's a measurable goal. And you need to set yourself these measurable goals. Otherwise you get frustrated and you will have no idea if you are improving or not. So be as objective as possible when you set your measurable goals. The A in SMART stands for attainable. For example, if you have a Fargo rate of 200 and you want to become world champion, it's definitely possible. Why not? Is it possible in 6 months? I doubt that. So you understand now what's meant with the word attainable. The R in SMART stands for relevant. In this context, relevant means something different. It doesn't mean that it's relevant to you in terms of motivation, but the goal should be relevant towards the bigger goal. So for example, if you set yourself an intermediate goal, which is not relevant for achieving the bigger goal, then you should definitely look for something else. And the T in SMART stands for time-based. A very simple example, I go back with running out recs. If you tell yourself and if you put down the goal like I wanna be able to run out 3 or 4 recs consecutively on a regular basis, you should put a timestamp next to it. So if you say I want to do this in 1 day, or if I want to achieve this tomorrow, and you already got a Fargo rate of 750 or 800, you might achieve it. If you got a Fargo rate of 200, 300, this might become a little bit of a bigger challenge. So if you put the timestamp next to it, it's also very motivational to you. If you give yourself some time, if you want to be able to run out 3 or 4 recs on a consistent level, and you say, maybe I want to try to achieve this in 3, 4, 6, 9 months. This might be realistic for someone who's really working his tail off and working on all the little details of 9-ball, then it's maybe possible. And that's also motivating because it gives you a clear picture, a realistic time frame and not an unrealistic time frame. So be patient and try to schedule your time and try to write down the time goal in a realistic manner. The second really big topic is that you need to make a plan. These plans can be weekly plans, monthly plans and yearly plans. Let's join me, I'll show you how this works. Okay, now let me show you how easy it is to write a weekly schedule. Let's assume on Monday you want to practice the break. So you just put down, on Monday I'm gonna practice the break. On Tuesday, maybe you have a day off because you want to spend time with your family or with your friends. On Wednesday, maybe you want to practice your safety game. And on Thursday, once more, you have a day off because we all have to work. And on Friday, maybe let's say you have another day off because you want to spend time with your family and with your friends. And on Saturday, you might have a little bit more time to practice. So you want to practice some drills maybe and some match play, either with a friend or you play against the ghost. And on Sunday, if you're lucky enough, either in the morning, the afternoon or the evening, either it's league play or league night or something else or a small local tournament, and then you play a tournament. Maybe you are able to practice every day, then you have more options to put in. Or maybe you can only practice once a week and maybe once on the weekend. Or maybe you can only practice once a week or once on the weekend, then so be it, but then just try to make the best of it. But let's not forget this part of the training schedule, the comment section here as well. It also helps you to remember what happened on this specific day. So for example, if I mark it down with a green arrow, I definitely know this was okay and this motivates me, my break is working on. And if I do it over and over again and I see a lot of green marks there, then I know, wow, this was really good, and this is motivating me, of course. But if this is not the case, for example, and I had a bad training day, it's also very helpful to put down like a minus and maybe some words on what happened that day so you remember. And it also helps you to remember when you start to structure your next practice session. For example, if you had very good drill play and very good match play and your tournament also went well and you see a lot of green arrows there, it definitely motivates you and helps you to stay motivated because it puts things into relation and you see where you're good at, and you definitely also see, recognize and remember what's still missing in your practice. Now we looked into the details and specifics on how to make a plan, and the next step is that you gotta choose your methods. And you should choose very wisely when it comes to your methods. Either you try to practice on your own or partly with a coach, with friends. Sometimes you try to prefer to play matches. Sometimes you only try to practice on the table in solitude. Whatever you do, you need to make a plan and you need to write down what kind of method you want to use to achieve certain things you put down on your daily, on your weekly, on your monthly or on your yearly plan. And the more specific you are when it comes to the methods or to the variation of methods you want to use, the better it is. The more methods you're going to put down, the more selection you have. Meaning also it motivates you and it gives you option. You're not gonna get bored. So if one thing doesn't work out, you have the opportunity and you have the possibility to use another method. Once you got everything settled, You set your goals, you made a plan, and you chose and you wrote down all the methods available for you. And the next thing you have to do is you have to start. But not only start, you have to start and be consistent. And the key word here is definitely consistency. According to your plan, your weekly plan, your monthly plan, or your yearly plan, if you don't feel to go on the table and practice, then don't do it. If you feel motivated, do it. If that happens once in a while, that's okay. But if you skip your training permanently and very often on a regular basis, it will hold you back and you won't get better. And it's also important for you to be patient. Consistency doesn't mean that you will improve on a daily basis, on a weekly or on a monthly basis. You will definitely face setbacks. That's normal. You are not a machine, you are a human being. It's not possible to improve all the time, every day and in every practice session. And once you understand this, it maybe relaxes you a little bit, but it also helps you with the understanding that everything takes time. And the most important thing, don't give up. Never. Don't give up. You will get better. Eventually, you will get better. So if you doubt yourself and if you're really down and you think you won't make it, you will never ever learn a specific shot or a specific safety game or the break, just don't give up. Champions don't give up, and there is a champion within you as well. And the last and final topic you definitely should consider is try to document and evaluate what you're doing. I mentioned it before. The best thing is really to have goals which are measurable. Measurable goals help you to understand and to see if you are getting better, if you improve. And I talked to a lot of professionals, some of them, especially in the early parts of their careers, they used some sort of booklets, a handbook where they noted down certain areas of the game and tried to do some training games, and they wrote down their numbers, their achieved points, etc., etc. This is really motivating, because if you see that in 1 week you only can achieve 15 points, for example, and in the next week 17, and in the third week you only had 14, but in the fourth week you then had 20 points, this is motivating. So try to document as much as you can during the training, after the training, and also, of course, after match play. It's so important to document your feelings, your emotions, but also pure numbers and results. And the best thing, of course, is if you have someone who is doing this for you while you play matches. And I will put a link somewhere up there with a video where you can learn how to evaluate your game very easily. And I also hope that this video helped you to understand the necessity of considering those 5 topics, because not only will those 5 topics will help you to find your motivation again or to increase your motivation, it will definitely make you a better player. Thanks so much for watching this video. Please click the like and subscribe button, and see you in the next one.